My screen is visible. As Abby has already told about education in USA, like why a student should pursue his or her education in the USA, and he has explained very well about the myths like the student or the why like if we do not have any
Ma'am, sorry
budget
to
or we don't
interrupt.
have money.
Can
Hello.
you please play it on a full screen?
Sure. Is it good now?
Yes, that.
Yeah. Thank you. So as I was telling, Abby has already explained everything about the USA, so I won't take your much time to repeat the same thing again. So I'll talk about the another things which I can include in my presentation. As Abby discussed about majorly about the undergraduate programs and the vocational training programs or the associate degree. So I will be taking here about the master's program and a few things about that master's program, how student can proceed for the same thing, what are the things required to get an admission to the master's degree in the USA. So for the master's degree, we have few things we should keep in our mind. If a student has completed his bachelor's degree either for the 3 years or for the 4 years, they can easily enroll for the master's program in the USA. As Abby has discussed, even for the UG program, student can take transfer like 2 years or 1 year in India or any other native country, then another 2 year in the USA. Same, they can go for the master's program as well. But we would not appreciate this practice for our student because it's just a 2 years of program in the USA, right? For the master's degree. For the masters, it is 2 years. That means 18 months of program because one academic year is of the 9 months. So if a student is going for the 2 years program, then also they can complete their degree in 1.5 year as per the Indian education system. Next, this is the map of the USA. Then, why study in US is already clear. So I'm just directly switching it to education system in USA. We have few degree programs available over here. Bachelor's degree and associate degree is already completed. To associate degree we can do in the community college. Then we can go to bachelor's degree after completing our associate degree. Then once the student is having the bachelor's degree, they can enroll for the master's program in the USA. So for the master's program, the one thing which is the beauty of the USA that there is a no major issue. Like student can change their major at any time in their education. Suppose a student has completed his bachelor's in commerce in India and again he wanted to go for the master's in any other stream, they can go for it. Like there is no need that a student should complete it these prerequisites, or if they have a degree in the related field, then only they can go for the masters in the related field. That's not a problem. That's not a stuck like a problem for them to get admission in the US. They can anytime change their major. Thus, they need to include everything in their SOP, like why they are looking to change their major. So if they are mentioning everything very well in their statement of purpose, they can apply for the admission and they can get it if they have the good percentage or the good profile available with them. Next thing, study gap. Student, if a student is having a study gap more than 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, they can go to USA anytime if they want to pursue a master's degree after completing their bachelor's. In India, what generally students do, they complete their education, they have taken the bachelor's degree, now they have started working. After 4 years or 5 years, they think, I'm not getting proper growth, which I should get as per my experience or the degree per certificates. So they think, why don't we pursue the master's degree? So the big hurdle for them, they cannot choose another countries for the master's program for after this much of guess like 5 years or 6 year gap. They cannot choose another country to get admission over there because they have a hurdle over there with these gap options. Like in Canada or the Australia, they accept maximum of 5 year gap, but in USA, this is not an issue. They can anytime opt for their education. So if the student is having the 5 years gap or 6 years or 10 years gap as well, then also they can apply for their master's program in the USA. So anytime they are ready, they can go for the degree programs. Then the masters, we do have two things available: 2 years degree. Then we do have the graduate certificate programs also available, like which is of a 9 months of program. So or we can say that it's a accelerated master's program. In this, student can complete their master's degree as soon as possible. So if the student is not having a sufficient time, if they don't want to spend their 2 years to get their master's degree, they can complete this in the 9 months as well. After master's, we do have another degree options, which is a doctorate program or the post doctorate education. For this program, student either can apply for the doctorate of business administration or the another doctorate program, or they can apply for the PhD programs. Although these programs are funded by the university, so they may can get the stipend or they may cannot get. It depends on their mentor and the research area which they are choosing. So for this, they have a different application process. They have to prepare the complete this one, what to say, one letter before applying. Then the complete application process. Once a student will come to us, we are going to explain it to you how to go ahead and do this. Then what are the popular programs majorly students are choosing to study in the USA? Like they have the business program nowadays is in booming. Business program, majorly students want to go for the business program. Then we do have artificial intelligence. We do have computer science. We do have robotics. We do have technology. We do have telecommunications. We do have journalism. Psychology is also booming. And healthcare is always on top in the USA. If a student is looking for the healthcare program, they can anytime choose to USA for the healthcare program. They have a very good healthcare services providers in the USA. So, like next, let me talk about the exams. What are the exams students should go for if they are looking for the education in the USA? For the undergraduate, Abby has already explained about the SAT, IELTS, TOEFL, or the ACT exams. For the graduate, one should be having either the GRE or the GMAT exam as per their degree requirement or their course chosen, what they are going to do in the USA. So they can either go for the GRE or the GMAT along with the IELTS or the TOEFL or the Duolingo or the PT exam. One major thing what nowadays universities are doing, they are giving the GRE or the GMAT waiver to their students. Like if the student is having the good IELTS score, if they have that good academic profile, university can waive off the GRE and the GMAT scores. They are not asking for this. Not all the university, but most of the universities are giving these waiver to their students. And the basic requirement for the master's program for the English proficiency is IELTS is 6.5, TOEFL is 80, PT and the Duolingo is also in the 115 or the 56, like this. The another problem which students are getting from the colleges here in India to get admission in the USA, like the backlogs. Generally, university accept 5 to 6 backlogs in the US university if we talk about the tier 1 university. But if the student is having the large number of backlogs or maximum number of backlogs, then also we do have the options available where we can get them admission. So backlogs is not a major issue. Like if the student is having the transcript, the admission process can be done on the basis of transcripts as well. So if a student is coming to you with the number of backlog, then you should not deny them. You can say that, yes, definitely we do have the options available for you guys. We can help you to get the admission in the United States of America with the program which they are looking. These are the some English proficiency exams which I have already explained you, like the TOEFL or the Duolingo or the IELTS or the PT. If the student is not having any of this program, then there is a exam called Michigan English Test. So student can go for these exams as well, which is conducted by the university itself. Then let me speak about the intakes. Majorly, as Abby told about the spring or the fall intake and the early deadline. Same with the master's program, we do have two major intakes. One is the spring intake, another one is what to say fall intake. So if a student is ready to go profile, then apply as early as possible. We will get the decision soon, then we'll get the I-20, because nowadays getting the visa date is quite difficult. So we would appreciate if a student is coming at an early time to you to getting admission over there, start applying early as soon as possible. So we are getting everything on time and we can apply for the visa. So it won't be a hurdle for the student to secure the visa dates. Apart from these two intakes, major like few of the universities providing the rolling intakes as well. Like whenever a student coming to you, if fall is like now we are in the July month, right? So student is coming to you for the fall intake for the September. So for the fall still we can apply for the master's program to get admission, but I won't suggest don't apply for the fall now, apply for the October or the November intake, because the university is having the rolling intake. So for the September it's quite late. Once we get the I-20 to secure the visa, it will be a bit difficult for us. Then we have to communicate to university to get the deferred offer letter. So better to apply for the October or the November intake, because the university is providing these intakes as well. So anytime a student is coming to you, we can apply for the universities on the rolling intake basis. Then these are the entry requirements for the undergraduate program, which Abby has already explained. So I won't take your time to explain this again. These are the entry requirements for the post-graduation. Like GPA should be 3 or 3.5 on the scale of 4 or 5. And like for the IELTS requirement is 6.5 to 7. This is the basic requirement. As I have already told you that GAMET or GRE waiver is there. So students have no need to go for these on a mandatory basis for these exams. If they have, they are good to go. If they do not have, then also we can apply for the admission. Then the education expenses, like for the education expenses is like that. For the undergraduate degree, it's 20,000 to 40,000 per annum. For the graduate, is 20,000 to 30,000 USD per annum. For the doctorate degree, it can be maximum 55,000. Like maximum, it can go to any extent, but 55,000 on an average student can ask for, right? Then programs we do have like STEM or non-STEM programs, both are available with us. Then we do have the CPT and the OPT, and the post-study work options are available with us. So students going for the master's program, they can go for the CPT. CPT is a curricular practical training program, which a student can do along with their studies. OPT is an optional practical training program, which is in between or after the completion of degree. Then PSW is the same, like OPT is a post-study work option available for the student. Now let me talk about some universities which we are working with, and they are really good to go for the profiles. They are giving the offer letter on a very early basis. Like Clark University, we do have application fee waiver, and they are releasing the offer letter in 2 to 3 weeks. Then ASU, then the UMass Lowell, we do have Wilmington also we do have application fee waiver. Webster also we can get the offer letter as soon as possible. If we have any profile which we wanted to do on the urgent basis, then we can try to get the offer letter in 4 to 5 working days as well, if we have our complete set of documents associated with us, right? If we have the complete set of documents, we can apply and we can try to get the offer letter within a 4 to 5 working days only from the website, for which we do have the application fee waiver, and we do have almost all the options available for the Webster University, for the Clarkson University, for the PACE, for the University of New Haven. We do have almost all the options available for these particular universities. So if a student is coming to you, you can just check the program and you can ask a student to apply for these particular university, because they majorly of the universities from this are giving the fee waiver to our students. And these are the universities which, if a student is not having a budget, like if they have their budget issue that they don't want to spend too much of money in their education, and they do not have budget, or they do not have the IELTS, or the without IELTS they wanted to go for admission, we can suggest these universities to do students. Like CMU, which is a Central Michigan University, we can get the admission without IELTS or TOEFL, but student should be having the MOI, like a medium of instruction, which should be in English, and it should be like provided from the college side or the school side. Like on a paper, it will not be accepted. It should be from the college side. Then Westcliff also can get the admission on the MOI. Wilmington is the same case. Alliant International also we can get on the MOI. Webster also, though Webster is asking for the IELTS or TOEFL, but if student profile is good or somewhere they have the low IELTS, then we can get the admission with that low IELTS, and additionally the MOI we can provide to them, and we can try to get admission for the Webster University as well. And those universities are having the less tuition fee as well, like it will be in your budget, and if student is having the good scores, maybe they can get some sort of assistantship as well. I won't talk about the like scholarship, because in mastership there is no form of sponsorship available for the student, but they can anytime apply for the assistant scholarship, teaching assistantship, or the research assistantship. So at the time of the application, we can apply for both of these assistantship for our student. There is no separate application for these things we need to do. This is the these are the things which I wanted to include in my presentation. Like I have covered almost all the points, which is a major hurdle for the student to get admission for the master's program. Universities, a bit I have explained over here. And apart from this, if you have any further query,